Hello and welcome for a special edition. I'm Tim. This is a special edition of SV Paquita. Like I say, I don't understand it, but you guys ask for it. You've been asking for more cooking videos. So I thought maybe cooking underway might be something that you would like to see. What you don't see is I've got the camera on a tripod with tape, duct tape, holding it in place. So hopefully it will stay here. This is not a regular update video. We'll have that tomorrow, and that will be sponsored by everyone else. This is just a little extra for you. If you guys, like I say, I don't understand why you guys like these cooking videos, but I love to cook, and if you guys like me making cooking videos, I will make 1,000 of them in honor of my awesome mom, who, for those that don't know, she had a radio show about cooking, and even a short-lived TV series on public television, but Maine Public Radio. She had a show for 18 years called Whole Foods for Whole People in Maine Public Broadcasting. So if you ever listen to Raquel Burmer from Mohegan Island, that was my mom. Anyway, one thing my mom never cooked would be Mahi Mahi, and that was only because we never had Mahi Mahi. Well, we got a couple relatively small ones, but we cut small fillets and we froze them a week or two ago, and we did this. And you say, why did you freeze them when you had this? Well, because we've been shopping and we got so much full, you know, the freezers are, so we had everything going, so we're just like, we're not doing this now, and we put it in the freezer, and that's that. Crystalita has cleaned these, and if you do your own, if you're doing it this way, you can leave the skin on. I told her to leave the skin on because it's gonna fall off when we do this anyway. If you buy Mahi Mahi fillets and it's already skinned, that's totally fine. But what I would recommend that you do is, if you have ones that are skinned, or whatever, if I would recommend that you put parchment paper down. Since I have the skin on this, I'm just going to spray some cooking spray on the bottom. And what we're going to do is this is my way of cooking, well, it's one way of cooking Mahi Mahi, and we're baking it. So basically what we're going to do, and we could do this right in the pan. The pan has been sprayed with this. I'm going to put this fillet here, this fillet here, and they're going to take up the whole pan. But because we had two fish, I'm going to do this twice. So when we get done with this one, I'm going to do another one too. And I'll show you that in just a second. But let's just stay with these two. So we got the things here, they're pat dried. And the first thing I'm going to do is hit them with a little bit of fresh pepper. And if you know anything about me, you'll know that I love gadgets. And I think it was Kieran. When Kieran came, he brought some things from Amazon, including a rechargeable pepper mill, which I think is fantastic. But one of the things that we're going to do is actually use a little bit of citrus on this first fillet, the first sets of fillet. I want the juice from this orange, and it doesn't matter if you use a lemon, a lime, an orange, anything that's citrus. I'm going to use this one, and just because we have these beautiful oranges that were actually from the Canary Islands, and so I'm just getting a little bit of zest before I cut into the orange to get some juice. I want to get some zest off of the orange first because it's easier to do that first, obviously, even though we're going to use the zest at the end. While this is happening, because we're underway, what you can't see is that we're healed over a little bit. Bruno, what are we healed at? About 5 to 7 degrees, something like that?
8 to 10.
8 to 10 degrees we're healed over. I'm making it look easy. You know why? Because I'm a trained professional, and you shouldn't try this at home. Actually, if your home is listed over 8 to 10 degrees, you probably got bigger problems than anything I'm yelling at you at. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of orange zest here. I'm going to put that off to the side. We're going to use that a little bit later. But right now, I'm going to get a knife, or in this case, my favorite cutter here. And I'm going to cut a little bit of orange here. Now, remember, all we've done is put the pepper to this. So now I'm just going to squeeze a little fresh orange juice right over the top of these. And like I say, Orange, doesn't matter. You can do this with lemon or lime or whatever you feel like, as long as it's citrus. We're really using the acid, and we're not using the acid to cook it per se, but we're using the acid to really give it the flavor that we're going to be looking for. Now I have a now that that's done, we're going to put that on the side, and the next thing comes the exciting part, and that is, well, after I wash my hands, because I'm all orangey. I'm a big fan of Hellmann's mayonnaise, but you can use anytime you want. We found some Hellmann's mayonnaise in jars, but we found the squeeze kind that works really well on a boat, and it was a look-alike. And we found this in Spain. We bought it. I don't know if it's any good or not, but it won't matter. When we cook with it, it really won't matter. And in fact, Bob is not a fan of... I'm going to try to open this up here, and my fingers are wet. So I don't know if I can pull this thing. Try it. No, I think I'm going to have to pop it with a knife. Too slippery. There we go. That should do it, I would think. There we go. Okay, so when we cook with this mayonnaise, there'll be no mayonnaise flavor. And even though Bob hates mayonnaise, he'll never know that I put this on here. Except he's probably listening right now, but I don't think he pays attention to too many things I say. So we've got pepper on here. We've got a little bit of citrus on here. Now we're going to really liberally put this mayonnaise right on here, and coating and covering everything. And I'm not worried about this because this is, like I say, an off-brand, so we'll see what happens. Now that that's there, I'm going to use my fingers and just rub it all around and make sure that everything is coated with the mayonnaise. And don't worry about having too much. If you have too much, it will fall off to the side when you cook anyway. If you remember, mayonnaise is mostly oil anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Once again, I'm going to wash my fingers off. All right. Now for the fun stuff. I am going to do two things here. I'm going to use some of that zest. Put a little bit of that orange zest on top of this, just a little bit. Unfortunately, everything's wet right now, but that's what you have to deal with on a boat. Sometimes you can sprinkle it a little bit better and spread it out better than I'm doing here. But a little bit of orange zest on there. And by the way, a million of you guys have asked this, and I should have made this clear. When I showed you my Christmas breakfast thing that we did with the bacon and cheese and onion, many people said, do you have to cook the bacon first? No, you don't have to do that. I got cilantro and parsley. It looks like this is, it looks like it's all parsley. Where did the cilantro go? Is this, oh, here we go. There it is. Now, many people don't like cilantro. I'm not one of them. I love cilantro. So, I'm going to get this and chop it up nice and fine. Probably about half of the thing here, just because I'm going to use the other half on the other two. Now we get this, put it over the top. And if it looks a little funny what I'm doing here, remember that the boat is heeled over, Runa said 8 to 10 degrees. So now let me give you a little close-up of what you're looking at. So you've got the two fillets here, pepper on there, orange juice, mayonnaise, orange zest. I put the cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you don't have to put anything on it. I just kind of like that on there. And then the magic, got a little bit of Parmesan cheese here. And I like to put it over the top just to make it a little crusty. You can cook it straight with the mayonnaise like that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But not only do I think that the Parmesan gives it a nice little Parmesan flavor, but it also, I think, firms up the outside instead of letting the mayonnaise just run right off. And the mayonnaise, you'll see when it cooks, it's going to be, it'll clear. It totally goes clear. All right, so this is ready to go. So once we get our Kamado grill up to, and it doesn't have to be, you put it in your regular grill house, get it to 400 degrees, stick this in the oven for 18, 20 minutes, something like that, pull it out, and you're good to go. And like I said, when you go to lift it out, the skin will stay down. It will separate right from there. So we're going to keep that there. I'm going to keep moving. If you want to see me do this again, I've got another pan for round 2 on here. I'm going to put the other ones in here, but I'm going to just spray the bottom first. Cooking spray. Put one fillet in. And if you're saying, boy, those are the smallest Mahi fillets, you probably are correct. They do look pretty small. All right, so this time we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do something a little different. I haven't done this before, but I saw somebody, I think I saw a short of somebody do this. I said, oh, that might be fun. Let's try that out. So what I'm doing on this one is doing everything the same, but without the citrus. You know, I think we'll still put a little bit of the citrus of the juice on, not the, there we go, just a little. It really needs some citrus to give it that kick. Other than that, it's just fishy. You know what I mean? And when you eat this, you'll notice that it's not a fishy taste at all. And I think that the orange really has a lot to do with that. All right, so we got that on there. You know what? Before I do this, this is where I'm going to do the thing that I'm going to do different is I'm going to put a little bit of garlic on there. So I'm going to get some fresh garlic over here. In my book, or in my world, garlic and bacon and peanut butter can go on just about anything, but probably not together, unless you're Elvis. Didn't he like banana and peanut butter sandwiches, or bacon and peanut butter sandwiches, something like that? All right, so I'm going to get a couple cloves here, and then I don't know. I'm sure everyone knows this, but instead of trying to peel garlic, just put them there and smash. You know, you don't have to hit them real hard. Just hit them a little bit, and not only are you releasing them from their own skins, but you also seem to get, it releases the oils as well. And there we go, see that? Perfect. Nothing on there. All right, there we go. And in no time at all, we have these nice Spanish garlics all peeled. Oops, there we go. And I get rid of the husks. Skins, I don't know what you call them. There is something funny that I'm learning. If you guys know the answer to this, I'd love it. Tell me in the comments. But when I cook Spanish legs of lamb, all the Spanish recipes tell me not to peel the garlic, that you put the whole thing in there. And the only thing I can come up with, my best reason for why they would want us to do that, is that when you do that, when you're done baking it, you can just grab the peels and it falls right off. So I'm thinking that's why they do that, but I really don't know the answer. And if you do, if it's another reason, let me know. Okay, so now we've got some garlic. I'm just going to put this garlic over the top, each one of these, and we will be able to decide, do we like the garlic or the citrus and one alone. And you know what else I thought would be kind of fun? Just because it's so hard to get. Many places around the world, everybody has tons of hot peppers. In the U.S., we have a whole bunch of jalapenos and habaneros and all this sort of stuff. In Spain, they don't seem to have many. In fact, we had to go to like 3 or 4 different of the places to find these little teeny hot peppers, and they're not very hot at all, to tell you the truth. Compared to stuff, if you're used to habaneros, these are really, really mild. But I thought it might be kind of fun if I chopped them up real fine with the seeds and everything to increase the heat. So let's see what this works out as. So we get all this done, and just like everything else, we're going to put this right over the top. So actually these, I'm smelling these. I can almost smell the heat. It's not the heat, it's the capsaicin, isn't that what it's called? I think maybe this is a little bit hotter than I expected. That's great. If it's too hot, then I'll be the only one that eats it. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to use the rest of my cilantro. And you know what? I was going to put the cilantro on top. But I think I'm going to put the cilantro on the bottom because all the other spices and all the other, what do you call them? All the things that you smell, you know, the pepper and the garlic pepper and all that is down below. So I'm going to put that down there too. This on top, it looks delicious just like that, but then we're going to put the mayonnaise on top of everything to kind of, remember this mayonnaise is going to, it's all going to this white mayonnaise is going to turn clear when you bake it. So it looks gross now, but don't worry. Even Bob is going to love this. Hopefully Bob tomorrow will say, "Oh my God, it was great. It was delicious, Tim," he'll say. Hopefully. All right, so now I'm going to just rub this in a little bit. You got to be careful that I don't move. You know what? Maybe I should just leave it the way it is. That's probably better because I think I'm going to do more damage than I do good. And once I get it off both hands, then I'll reach in and get the Parmesan cheese and put that on the top. Well, I don't know how this is going to come out. Like I say, I've never made it this way before. I made it the other way a million times. But this actually looks really good. I'm excited because I put so much greenery on here. It's more than just flavor. It's almost like you're getting a salad too. All right, so I got to make sure that Kamado has come up to temperature. Oh, so if you haven't seen this, have a good look at it. Doesn't that look delicious? But wait until it turns all brown. You know, from the melted cheese. Anyway, yeah, so we'll get the thing up to temperature. We'll put them in for about 18 to 20 minutes, whatever seems right. When I take them out, I'll take a picture and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 18 minutes. We're gonna look at the grill. It's looking pretty good. It actually could go a little bit longer, but I think that's gonna be okay because I'd rather have fish undercooked than overcooked. So I'm gonna put this down. This is cold. Runa has the hot one. Runa, do not let it fall on you because it's hot. Now, that's that one, and this is the one that's going on. The white that you see, I think, is the cheese because all of the mayonnaise has gone away.
It's delicious.
And we have rice down below, and that's it. And so tomorrow we'll let you know how it came out. So hopefully you liked it.